So let's activate those things. Ladies and gentlemen, benifuna ukuthi siphinde sibuye sikhumbule ukuthi sindawoni in terms of izinto esizithethileyo so not everything consulting notes. I will allow okay. I will allow Mr. Sutton to check the mupukala. It's because he had this at the I will allow Mr. Sutton to attach a podium as started through.
This is how you raise the bar. You plug in with the man in charge. That's something you don't sabotage. This is how you raise the bar. Raise the roof like a demigod. Keep making your moves while the devil's watch. This is how you raise the bar. Don't build your label on a deck of cards, claiming you stable but don't affect the charts. This is how you raise the bar. We ain't phased by y'all. Straight talk. We don't fake for the fades of heart.
DJ, we ask you to be.
Yeah.
Mic check.
So, enjoy what my son made that. Yeah, sure. I'm sure you're letting gas. But I'm trying to solve time to show that of way too loud.
Okay, bye. Kami pingelelo wesibili. So ukhohle pingelelo abakikamele.
So right now, since I in the podcast, it's called Erase the Bar. So this will be, it won't be a presentation as such, but I would like it to be discussion. You know, we speak, you can say, I'm a mic will go around, so that we have a conversation, man. Bakhulumile abantu abadala ngiyabona ama-legend ngiyabona Mr. Yenana ngiyabona Mr. Nsoshala lecture wabugumede lapha kwayena uMr. Sotho lo uqhubeka njengani naye uyi-legend Mr. Bayi lapha obabujaca yabo sebekhulumile bonke labo bantu. I think now it's time for us the generation yethu, you know, ngiyababona uMageba la ngiyababona uPraise ngiyababona uMneni ngiyabona uSenti, you know, ngiyayibona iEmuva.
Okay. Support.
One, two. Ubona ke nje. Yabo. So, first of all, I would like to tell you about mina. You know, mina nguTalente wakasithole. Danke ngiyabonga baba. Mina nguTalente wakasithole ngisuka egama lakhe. I've been in the music business and industry for quite a while. Mangathi 20 years ngeke ungikholwe ngoba kubuye ngathi kwa mina ngina 20. You know, but that's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. I've been in this thing since 2002. You know? So 2012 bengithi 10 years. 2022 that's 20 years. You know? And I've worked with abantu who I would say are prominent. And I would say are startup. Ngikabateli ngiyakurecognize lapho mfethu ushizilile ngiyakwazi ngiyarecognize indalo lapha falakhe ngiyakurecognize. So ningadino mangirecognize le generation yethu because these are the people who are driving this thing right now. You know? These are the people who are driving. Yet, yes, we have a legend which we need to learn from a lot. But the driving force right now is us. So that the next generation would look at our generation and feel, yes, they did that, but we can do better. Yes, so Mr. Pai fought for Ugutis Tole labo 5,000, and they fought hard. Now they are fighting Ugutis Tole 10,000. What are we fighting for? You know, are we going to continue watching Labanta Batale to our legend fighting our battles? Because there are things that were not touched on. Everyone is talking about umto culayo, umto shayinkontlo, or ektayo, but there are so many intricacies when it comes to the industry. there are so many things that needs to be put together so that we can call it an industry. Yabo? Right now, makuzohlangana abaculi abayi-5, abayi-10, that's not an industry. Abaculi labo. You know, there's still marketing, graphic designing. I'm a makeup artist. I'm a tour managers. I'm a manager, A1. How do you address those? How do we get those people? How do you know if you have that passion? You know, because it's not just black and white. There's a shade of gray. We're not a songwriter, but ongakwazi ukucula. Menier, lento bese ikhuluma izona. Mr. Yenana told me, like, one of the things I see Lekayo is having seasoned people outside from umculo, net drama and whatnot. Let's say umuntu good in marketing, umuntu good in graphic design, publishing, distribution, ezela team. Azusivula ingqondo ukuthi, you know, ayipheleli ngokucula. And another thing that I've learned is that iTalente, you know,
You should know.
Talente is only 10% of everything. It is only 10%. The new 90% comes from konke lokho kunye, including the effort oyifakayo. Yabo? So mina ngifuna siyidiscuss leyo nto leyo. Uzibuze nawe i-artist ukuthi njengoba ngino 10, 15, 5, 3, 2, 1 yeah ngiyenza le shandezi. What am I aiming? Ngishoda ngani? Yini engangisiza? Obani, like let's be bezla.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, most of them angasiza. But to be honest, kusanezindawo futhi ezishodayo. Siwavala kanjani lawo ma gaps lawo for the next generation. Mhlambe lento esikhuluma la kuyona yethu. Mhlambe abanye bethu ngeke bayifice. You know? But it's good ukuthi siqale manje sithi Slambi. Because if next generation elandela ezoqhubeka ilambe, leya knock ngeke isafana neyethu. Isezobu hey Slambi. Hey Slambi. Baqhubeka bangalaleli emva kwalokho bangena necapha abantwana. You know? So right now siphambi kwecapha. It's either sizama indlela yokuthola ukhiye noma singena nazo icapha. But because sabantu abaphusile ekhanda, sama artists, singayithola indlela yokuthola ukhiye singene. I'm speaking very much to le genge ngangami. Abo Mr. Yenana, abo babuncane sebesebenzile. Ngeke size sibaphikise ukuthi sebesebenzile. Now thina ke senza njani? Mina I run a production company called For the Record. Kuss runs In Time. Ne? I focus mostly on music production and promotion of the artist. Kuss uzozisholo yena. Zisholo.
Okay. So I focus on all the other things that come with umculo. I didn't go on yet. Okay. So what we do is digital marketing with digital media. Because yonke into say online ezinbenzwile obaba lo Sunny South City so ithumela nge-email into nomculo wakho maso release ama-CD akasathengwa leyo ndlela ayithengwa ngawo. Yeah, imali eningi kwama-CDs but akasathengwa ngaleyo ndlela, akasaproducewa ngaleyo ndlela. So we take care of assisting ama-artists ngako konke lokho kunye. So angazi ke ngikuyeke lapho uqhubeka.
So like imagine a life without music. Because everything, I believe yonke into wonke le art ehlange elana namhlanje. At the end of the day, there's music. Praise njengoba sisebenza kwi project yakho nje. Upraise usonkondlo. But there's music. Umakhebu usonkondlo. But there's music. So music is somewhat a core of the art, you know. When there's music, there can be everything. But when udlala yiphi role kule art esinayo. Yabo. So mina bengathanda ukuthi discuss lezo ishandisi lezo more rather than having a long presentation, get mina, loku mina. No, not that I'm throwing shade on anyone who did a presentation, but now let's discuss. Let's discuss. Ukuthi,
Okay.
where to?
Okay,
Sure.
so firstly, do you think there are enough people who we just came from a hood versus hood as Benzulu Babalo, and we're going to touch on the hip hop because that's the culture we come from. Hip hop in our elements are 5, which is DJing, graffiti, MCing, b-boying. Then there's knowledge as the 5th element. So, which is why we chose to put the discussion here under the hip hop umbrella of In Time, which is Raise the Bar. Raise the Bar meaning akhuphukizing, akhuphuka standards yonke into masiyenza sikayenzeli phansi. So ama hip hop artists isikhathi esiningi asiwatholi in spaces like this where we need to be fighting to make things go right. Sibonakala sonke as I touched on like yesterday into ukuthi even abantu abaningi one here but they'll be here for the competition in poetry. Yabo. So as an artist, how do we make sure that wonke umuntu shows up for things that will help them in the end? Angabheki nje manje ukuthi ngizothola le mali la bese sekuphela kanjalo. How do we set an infrastructure that's going to make sure that the industry is taken care of? So this is the fight that we are at right now. Yeah.
So ngawumbuzo engafuneka uphose njengomuntu onjengofalakhe because ngiyamazi uyarapper. Falakhe wena mawucabanga why ama rapper engezi kwama discussions anje?
Okay.
Cela nimnike imic man ngawazi. Yebo.
Mic check. Oh, hayi. Sengicabanga ukuthi sekumele ngiperform. Oh, engingakusho kubalekile ukuthi since kade usuthintile indaba ze management nokuba organize. Ngeke ngixole kona kakhulu kodwa engingakusho ukuthi the reason why mhlambe abantu abayima artists specific awe hip hop engayihambi lezi zinto ezikanje. Ulwazi abanalo and abanabo abantu ababaqoquzelayo ukuthi bathole ulwazi. Kodwa okubalekile mawuyi artist akukona umsebenzi wakho ukuthi mhlambe kumele uzohambe ufuna ulwazi. Kunabantu ekuthiwa mhlambe abayima manager umsebenzi wakho. So mawuyi artist umsebenzi wakho ukuthi uthole manager ukuze ubalekele leyo nto ukuthi uhambe lezi zinto kanje wena ezikubhorayo. Because mina
Ukhona ongavumelani naye.
ngilale ngilalele sibantu asifani. Yeah. Khona umuntu othi mayifika la abhoreki. Eyintoni ezima seminar nje. Alali. Yabo akuzona ingane kuphela nabantu abadala bayalala. No hayi abantu legend abantu abangangami. Yabo
Guys, ngicela ngingamind like if sikhuluma kanje inature yayo podcast ukuthi back and forth.
Yeah.
So
So mawuyi artist uyazazi ukuthi mhlambe indlela okhulume ngayo i-background yakhe okhulume ngayo iyona idlala indima kakhulu ekseni umuntu ocabanga kanjani. So ngizolinganisa ngami ngile esikoleni. But before ngiye esikoleni bonke kuzongibone la benihamba nodwa nabo Kuss. Awukazi ungibonile. But ngenxa yokuthi ulwazi lami selidevelopekile ngokuthi ngiye esikoleni. Sengiyasibona isidingo sokuthi ngihambe izinto zokuthi kuqoqeke ulwazi kumina ngibe nolwazi ngalento engiyenzayo beside ukuthi ngiye studio ngenza umculo. So ama artists amaningi aye studio ayokwenza umculo athanda lokho ukuthi ngiye studio ngenza umculo ngiyoperforma ngicelebrate yabo. So lokho lwazi ukuceleni ukuthi iartist lithola ulwazi akulele kulona kakhulu. Ila kumele umoya assist uwazi umsebenzi wemanager or i-team behind wena ukuze ikwazi ukuhandlishela yonke lento yamaphepha ekubhorayo. Ngeke ngiliyeke igama lokuthi iyakubhora cause nami iyayingibhora. Yabo?
Akikuvala
Sure.
khona ngizothola abantu ukhona ovumelana naye noma ophikisa lento ayishoyo.
Okay, but that's so interesting because nathi ubona sekukhona esikwenzayo esinama company, the media stuff, saqala sama artists. All we wanted to do was make music, but because sifaleleka, not sasifaleleka because asikazi ukuthi siyongena kuphi. Basikhuluma eqiniso or indlela yongena. Okay, umfethu ngiyamrecognize.
Nangu Mr. Yenana.
So now you find that as a uthi the more knowledge yakho ikhula, but ilapho uzohamba ukhala ngokuthi abantu bayagrobha badla imali zakho because bungalithathi ithuba as an artist ukuthi nawe funda wazi yabo beyond ukuthi ukwazi i-team yakho yonke ngadla imali wona ubuhle
Ngawe.
I don't know if you remember the incident.
Ngawe. Iyayidla i-team yakho ngawe
Yeah.
imali. Believe
Akazi noma ekhumbula incident ka Steve Harvey ukhuluma ukuthi wayikhokhela i-accountant yakhe, accountant ingadlulisi imali. So next thing,
even Joe, I think Joe, Fat Joe, the rapper.
yeah, Fat Joe.
Yeah.
So he ended up owing about 21 million, I think, 21 million. So I set up a structure to zoleke khokhusazi, and was at a point where bangambopha. So unayo team uyayenza yonke into uthi imali idlule accountant, which is the right person. Accountant ithatha i-check, ifake phansi kombhede, hambe uyodraw imali ku-account.
Phansi kombhede.
Yabo. So
Njengobani?
bayithola so bayithola leyo information seyishonile accountant ukuthi hayi baba uyakoleta. Ayikho uzoyithatha kophi yo mali because uthe wena ziyakubhora izinto where you gathering knowledge. So kumele nawe uzikhuthaze to get into these spaces. I like the fact that you mentioned ukuthi kade sabe sihamba lezi zinto. Sakhula la yakhumbula sithi masifikile ophambi kobhuthiya sithi masizocela ispace wall ukuthi sizokwenza event to okay bafana bazani zo present. Yabo so sithi nabo Mr. Pai bakhona nabo Mr. Paca bakhona yabo like and siyingane like sama teenagers.
Lapho noJina odwa lo perform.
Yeah. Lo tephisile.
Perform kuphela.
Yeah.
But funeka usakhe isibindi. Ngicela ukuthatha uMr. Yenani.
Okay.
Mr. Y.
Yeah, Sambonani. Andiyazi aqala ngaphi. But I just want to know from you ukuthi how detached are you from the generation yenu that has money, that is employed, that is power, you know, to influence izinto zasebusuku and fun. I mean, are you really that distant from them? Because this is where the audience yenu ilapha. What have you done to entice those people, or do they feel very distant from you? If that's the case, ngicela explainele ukuthi what is the relationship with you with the working young youth in the South Coast, particularly the ones that are driving flashy cars? You know,
Mr. Yenana nokuba blind kakhulu yabona nje manje hey besithi zobalula le nto besithi zobalula sikhulume ngokuthi cha kumnandi ucula akumnandi ucula oh Mr. Yenana bafuna ukuyithatha bayisisi.
And besides, I mean, on top of that also, I mean, the issue of legend. Also, there's legends. They start in your families. Also, you know, if the legends fail from home, and then the other legends that you get out there, you probably won't get anything. I mean, it's no guarantee. Yeah, well, so yeah, I just want to know how you cultivate your audience, because manje then so end up you will be faced with a situation where you still have to deal with the legends to come and open the doors for you. You know. When you have your own constituency that can actually create a culture, nani, make it buzz, and take it the way you want to take it, the directions that you want to take it. Thank you.
Thank you, Menier. Thank you, Menier. Those were two good questions. Two good questions. The first one I'll take, Menier. We have a program called Hip Hop Meets Maskandi. We could have said versus Maskandi, but we said meets Maskandi because there's a workshop, Gala, where we sit down and talk about what is a live performance. What is a performance? Because sometimes, kule generation, performance is not something they really study because we feel like we already know that. We walk into the industry feeling we already know that. Menga ngene stage ngashaya ingoma yami, bashaya izandla, performing. You know. So in kuleyo program we then bring in labantu esithi ama legend to come and teach ukuthi what is a live performance and how do you benefit from a live performance. Yabo? So in other ways we are trying to bring them along in our journey of gaining more knowledge, together working with ama legend nathi sisafunda kuwona njenganawe babuyenani, you know. Siba nawo nama shows njenge open mic where we are at these venues where ozakwethu balapho, and we try to emphasize what we've learned ukuthi if uzo perform, cool, let's have a rehearsal. If uzobuka line up, let's have a rehearsal. Even if uzo perform 10 minutes, but there has to be someone who's going to direct your rehearsal, direct the music, so that you understand ukuthi it's not just about being on that stage, but what are you going to do when you're on that stage? Now, the knowledge of bona ke sibafundisa kanjani. It is lama workshop le ebengikhuluma ngayo amaskandi meets hip hop, because I think that's where the old meets the new. Hip hop is always been a young man's sport, you know, and Maskandi has always been looked at in that stereotypical way of mculo wabantu abadala lo, you know. So when you bring abantu abadala to come and speak to these young guys, they then have a certain mind change, because even what we saw at the Maskandi meets hip hop performances, yo, it was fire. It was fire. Meaning, Lawama workshop, they had an impact. Kula ma rapper lawa, namanya ma genre esisebenza nawo, abantu of abantu abangangathi. Angazi noma that satisfies your question or. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Many no.
I'd say it's tricky because I always challenge you when you're on this platform. Because when's the last time? Talented, there's a lot of demand for him to release music. But he, do I say you lazy here or? He's not lazy because ukhona umculo ne? Ukhona umculo abantu bawulindele. He has 20 years doing this, but awuphume studio. So abantu ba ready to support. Like for instance, right now, I'm sure there's one of our avid supporters, your podcast, Ospeta. He's in Thailand right now watching. Anything yenzekayo, anything uthi support. Bakwazi support. Like if you're looking at my slides, khona le event esayenza during lockdown le, yeah, it's blurry but yabonakala le raise the bar secret location. So the location akho umuntu zake skip post asithi event ikuleya ndawo. You had to get there. You had to drive yourself uyofika kuleyo ndawo. Bakwazi ukuthi abantu bafike basupporta kwagcwala ubamnandi. So that's the working class who are our generation. But because into science right now, it's supporting everybody, or else push into. So we're not bakhona abalandela thina, but isifuna bazi lalabanye sihamba nabo ukuthi akuthina kuphela. It's a whole industry of ama artists. So akazi noma yaphenduleka.
Okay, ngibona uMr Gumede lapha.
Okay, mfethu qala then Mr Gumede. Okay.
Sanibonani. Because this is a discussion, njengoba tuzama explain a talent. I've got a few things here that are just swimming in my head now. I just want to chime in kancane. Ufalakhe la khona into ayishilo la ethi this may be able to solve the situation, because I think there's a situation in Zama allude to inkinga in terms of ukubonakala and being found and being seen and being heard. Into yakhe yokuqala ekhulumile was the issue of education. Now, I mean, I'm biased because I'm on the education side of things. We are not seeing you on the education side of things. Aniko, you're not coming up to the education spaces, even if it's not formal in terms of being at an education space and coming there to apply and to fund. But coming to an education setup efana nathi lapha eqonga ngizokhuluma ngayo because ngisebenza khona, and it's a community college and it's almost free. Yabo uyayingenela egating. But to come in on Fridays and have sci-fis on Fridays, to just ignite youth and ignite abanye abantu who are of your same age, as Mr. Yenan I think is trying to get that out of you ukuthi how are you touching your niche? I-niche market yakho is who? Where are they? Ama-demographics akho, ama-psychographics abo, akephi? Where are they situated? Bahlalaphi, badlani? That's how you'll be able ukuthi nibathole. So if nithole ukuthi age group your music kwenu feeds to abantu who are working class from 18 to about 36, and Friday afternoons they go out and chill esenzis ngesikhathi esiwukuthi, and this is what they drink, and this is what, then you start to target lezo zinto ey'njalo. You start to target those labo bantu that sell those beverages. You start to target those spaces osenzis ukuthi nibe part of those spaces, so that nizokwazi ukuthi niyoperforma khona, so that your market can reach you and see you. So this is besides social media. This is working within space sakho la sala South Coast, because charity begins at home. The first people who are going to support you abantu abala ekhaya, before abantu baphesheya baqale ban support, before abantu bago Thailand baqale ban support. Your first people abazon supporter, abazon exporter are the people here at home. So you need to find them. You need to psychoanalyze them and see ukuthi bahleziphi and look. Then get educated, guys. You know, get educated. Sometimes uthola ukuthi siyazi ukuthi prerequisite yalezi zinto kuba ukuthi you need to have a matric kanjani njengoba ade ngizama explain. Sometimes involving yourself and cementing yourself and insisting yourself uzifake entweni ngisho ungaqualify kuyona helps you. Yabo, because if kuukuthi ungibangela isicefe mina lapha college, or ubangela uMr Yenani isicefe lapha college because you can play a drum, awunawo kodwa umatric, uMr Yenani ngiyakutshela in some way uzokutilize. You will find some space lapha where you will find yourself ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi usebenze. If we Sheppy High bano music and who's acquainted with teacher or fundisa music khona or ufunda khona, who's acquainted, that person is going to assist you, I promise you. But it needs to be formalized. It needs tall nina qala before you can export yourselves to other spaces.
Siyabonga, Mr. Siyabonga.
So,
Ngiyakubona Faith is so fake. So fake.
Mike check. Untobeko Luthuli, aka Stop Zero.
Yes.
Nami I'm grateful ukuthi ngile college bengenza i-tourism. Ngayibona iqonga and kunomiso wathi asibhale ama poems just to improve English. Then I wrote a poem. We went to Inyenyezi representing igama lakhe. We won. We came back with a trophy. I always think about it because the poem engisinda angikwazanga uyisa mina stage. We went and get another guy from eqonga owaye research ngale ndlela nami engigculisa and yenza ukuthi ama-judge akwazi umnikeza i-prize. Now bengiphakamisa kade umfethu ekhuluma ngendaba ukuthi bayabhoreka. I know from ukuba se college ngigcine sengike Oslo Beach ngenze IT. Then I got some softwares anjengobo Fruit Loop Studio. Now I bought myself a camera. I'm learning every day on YouTube. I'm tutorials on editing videos, making music videos. Abantu getting surprised ukuthi ayibo khona umuntu okwazi ukwenza into nje la. Then I'm happy ukubona abafethu ukuthi bakule mindset engikuyona nami. And I came here umuntu ongijelile uthe i-competition and ngifika kwi-discussion and ngiyibona ilekelela kakhulu. Now umfethu ngiunderstand basobe besabancane ingako bebhoreka bafuna into egijimayo sonke isikhathi mangabe kuhamba ngale pace then kulula ukuthi babhoreke, but as bekhula baye understand. Thank you.
Congratulations on the new camera.
Thank you. Okay, we've got some questions at the back. I think part of our contribution, why we're having our discussions in a way that's cheeky but not disrespectful. Yabo masikhuluma, we understand what's the hip hop space. there's a bit of aggression in not always. So the tone when you're speaking to rappers, you have to talk to them like you're talking to them. So that's why even when we're having educational sessions, Talent is a qualified sound engineer by study. I'm a media practitioner, like I did media practices, majoring in marketing. So part of the services that we provide, we're developing these things. We only have like about 2 years running the podcast, and we're trying to. It was a good thing that Vodacom was here because we got to find out about the data thing, about the 50 Rand, because it's part of the major issues why online, when you're focusing on just South Coast, it becomes difficult for it to take off because podcasts are like an hour long. So we'll understand why you're having a challenge to sit there and have to stream on YouTube. So we have to, when you deliver the information, deliver it in a way that now we're also pace. So yeah. Oh, Mr. Pai. Mr. Suits, are we still good on time? Okay, 5 minutes. Oh.
Okay, Sambonani, ngizosheshisa nje. Mina ngicela ukubuza ukuthi ngicela ukugxila kancane la hip hop ne ukuthi okay kwi hip hop kukhona utalent, right? Utalent usiyaba successful, right? Uma yena into engifisa mhlambe ukuyibuza ukuthi what strategies and now guys ukuthi kumele size sifinyelele kwi level yokuthi sine legend ye hip hop ne, like somebody who's there nizimisela ukwenza kanjani ukuthi kume kube kanjalo, because for example njengami nje as a musician ngiyama ngibuka ukuthi okay uSibongile Khumalo is late yabo, Babu Hugh is late yabo, okay fine, yini thina esiyifundayo ukuthi are we doing izinto for okwamanje ukuthi siphile or siyenza izinto zokuthi ekugcineni uma babuyena nabengasekho nabo babuntsushu bakhona abantu abamile lapha yana. Mela ngabe sikhuluma ukuthi manje kune legend ye hip hop, ubani owenza leyo guidance yabo ukuthi okay fine utalente kwa producer kumuntu noma uyabaleka ashonele yedwa yini noma uyabuya back azolanda abanye abantu. What do you have, what development do you have for us as the youth?
I think that's where the spaces, my events is the open mic sessions, which we have one at our new venue tomorrow, Limelight, from 7 till 8. So spend a lot of spaces because with the open mic sessions, you have to go perform, be abantu abakutshelayo ukuthi na awushaye phansi, try again, noma bayithandile, you get a second song. So yeah, our developer, it was so good to see our artists upcome from that program and actually go on to do other things. So it's part of that. As for how do we get them to be legendary, we have to be consistent. We have to unite the game, as we call it. We have to unite the hip hop scene, unite the arts. Bekpati, there's more of us who are here because it's within our culture that knowledge is the fifth element. So we should be in spaces where we can instill it or where we can siphon it, squads to see redistribute it amongst each other up until squads to get behind whoever is on the run. What's thinking I still am my ego as I'm an artist. I'm an artist and I'm my ego that we can't collaborate often and collaborate beyond what I'm speaking women so it's collaborating on Sebes was okay. Talent has got a song that's hot right now. I get behind it. I do marketing. Okay, I studied the finances so I can go get my fans. I did this. But we get behind one product, Pumele. But now, what if talent is a simple position and talent is share and okay, next question.
Molweni.
Yes, please.
Ninjani? Sikhona. Angazi ngizoyibeka kanjani ngizoyikhuluma but ngizoyibona ukuthi niyithatha kanjani base ngiyibekile. Ngicela ukukhuluma nama legends nabafowethu laba abancane. Sine problem or mina ngine problem ukuthi njalo umuntu omncane uma ekhuluma efuna usizo kumele aqala alungise uhleze erongo. Nabenza kahle ba wrong uthi uqala nje uyazi nginenkinga no asiqale la sikhulu asiqale hleze kulungiswa njalo. Why ngaso sonke isikhathi most of the time youth ihlezi wrong ihlezi lungiswa naba nayi for the record nayi in time is doing good kade baqala bakhombisa ukuthi lokhu enithi like eniyakudinga kukhona kubona because bakwi platform already ama legends I think manje isikhathi sokuthi benze okuzosiza laba asebeqalile abenzayo Mr Yenana obhuti Vusi Sifuna obhuti Enoch njengamanje niyawazi ama PR are right nama record labels are right you've been with industry I think it's time manje sivule iminyango la sazi khona eseshayiseke khona thina ema legend safunda siyabaza abantu aba right siyabaza abantu aba wrong abangasiza laba asebeqalile abaqhubekayo ababonakala ukuthi no these are the like bayasebenza ngoba uthi noma right hayi asiqale silungise la uhlezi wrong ngisho ukukhuluma nomuntu wa Department of Arts and Culture asiqale silungise la iproblem yile kuhlezi pinpoint ama problems vele ama problems azohleze khona because we are not perfect but la oku right engikwenza ngicela ungithathe ungibeke kule level ekumele ngibeke yona siyacela nje ngike nga-attenda ngizoxolisa ngicela uba mude ngizongixolela ngesikhathi ngike nga-attenda enye it was a film festival la engacela khona same thing futhi kuma legends la asevela ku-TV ukuthi njalo uma eza kule film festival ela ogwini sicela ukuthi bathathe ama-artist aperformayo bawavulele iminyango njalo kube khona ama-artist iphula bayithathayo same thing siyacela njengamanje na oTalente badinga iPR in time idinga iPR because konke kunye sebeyakwazi ne ukuthi nje bathole ama gig bathole ama gig akwi level right ne bathole iexposure even overseas bese kuthi ke nina ke Talente because nawe Kuss ne nikhona kwi social media niyazazi into ezicofwayo ne sizani nana ama legend ukuthi niwa njengamanje na mina nje kade ngisho izolo ngithi like kunobhuti ongisizayo lana ongenzele iwebsite enhle ungiregister umculo wami kwaRisa wangenzela yonke ipaperwork bengingazazi lo it's a young person yes ne same thing nani wasizena ama legend la engacaciseleki khona wasizeni with imali or without imali because kuthiwa like izandla ziyagezana ngithi but ke nawo ama legend uma seyitholile imali nawo akakhokhe phela wathi lokhu ze ukuphi ne siyathola bese ucela same thing applies to Mr Yenana ne umkhaya wami ukuthi kunama shows abawazi early ama festivals ahlukahlukene sicela uthathe noma 2 artists nayi indalo la indalo they are great when it comes to ama live performances isound yawo iprofessional uwathathe siyazi ukuthi mhlambe at least noma mhlambe ungathi ke mabazama imali yokugibela make ku Gram Sound yize ungeke bakhokhele just to get ilokhu ze platform ngikhuluma ngendalo le ngikhuluma ngento engiyibona izolo ke nabanye siyabazi ne and then ke mhlambe ukushwankathela ne ngizocela ukuthi ke uma sesitholile ke iplatform sayithola imali ma artists nje sisonke ne let's get izindawo zethu let's buy piece of lands let's build our own centers let's build our own angifuni like yes basenini imali ke eningi seningaqala ni invest ukuthi nithenge imizi edrobheni but asike sakhe izindawo kuma rural areas njengoba Mr Jack njengoba siqalele Mr Jack I like that idea as mina nami ngisafuna ukuphinde emthatha ngiyokwakha khona izinto ne la asiphindele emakhaya ethu siyophuhlisa khona ne ilokhu nala eShepstone sinendawo la kuma rural areas asakhe izindawo zethu because izinto ezomkhandlu zohlezi nama regulations yes siyalwa manje ukuthi masithole ukusizakala ne but ekugcineni angizona ezethu awucabange in time for the record ene record studio right engabekanga ngaba regulations enendawo yakhe yokuperforma you know iqondile ne that's my dream that's my wish and it's going to happen enkosi
ayizokwenzeka
thank you Mr. Bar. Okay, we've got one more question.
Sanibonani.
Last question.
Sanibona.
Yebo.
Okuthiwa kokugcina ngizothi kulula ke nami njengendoda le eqedayo kodwa ke hayi kakhulu uzinhle uMrs Nxumalo i-manager kaSipho Nxumalo, i-gospel artist elaziwayo la eSouth Coast. Amen.
Amen.
Ngijabulile ke ukuba khona la. Ngizoba ngidinga usizo. That's number 1. But ngifuna ukucacisa ukuthi so far uSipho kusahamba kahle. Uyatholakala kulezi zinto lezi esizibalayo. Uyadlala okhosini, uyadlala kuma radio stations. Sikwenzile lokho enikushoyo and thank you so much. I-challenge ekhona enginayo mina njenge-manager yakhe ukuthi ngiluthola kanjani ke usizo ke manje ngala emkhwandlini la khuluma khona ngoba awukho bengine-event la mhla ka-15 December, a very huge event ubeshutha live wakhe lapho. Awukho kumnyango engingawuhambanga ongawucabanga. I-paperwork iqondile. Okay? So now ngifuna ukuthi njengoba mina ngiyisiphezinhle ngiyi-manager yesiphezinhle iregistrwe as i-PTY Ltd, kumele ngiyishintshe yini ukuze ngikwazi ukuthola usizo la ngaphakathi. That's number 1. Anganoma ngangisiza yini lapho noma kufanele ngibe ngishintshe inkampani ngiyibize ngo-NP bani ukuze ngithole usizo. Njoba ngithi awukho umnyango engawuhambanga kwameya sinelakhi ke ngoba imeya yangasemakhaya ngafika nangezinyawo njoba igadwa ngezibhamu nje ngangena ngayicela lento engiyicelayo neyizwa lento engiyishoyo and akekho angazi mina ngiyafohla mina akukho la ngithi akungenwa khona. Yabona namhlanje ngihamba nama students wami la ngumphathi we-Easy Care Home Based Training ngiphinde ngube umphathi wesiphezinhle production and ngijwayela ukuzi-attenda na iband ihleli lapha phambili iyamdlalela uSipho. Siyezwana usithelo ongishuthayo manje uyena kade shutha lo music video kaSipho. I-challenge ekhona number 2 ngifuna ukwazi la kunina ama-artist ukuthi akekho yini umuntu ongasigayela ke manje ama-CD nama-USB siye ku-Odegoli ngoba si-Odegoli uthatha 2 weeks and lento ukuthi asiwenzeni u-digital kodwa asiwenzeni nama-CD. Ama-CD kaSipho akaliqedi isonto edayisa aodwa yimina and manje sesi-ede nama-USB. So ma-artist khona indaba ekuthiwa kuyalalwa asiyekeni ukulala mina ngilali-ke nhlobo. And uSipho ngiyamphusha and abantu bayabona ukuthi uSipho ngiyamphusha. Facebook nguSiphezinhle unepage likaSipho Nxumalo. Umanager unkosikazi wakhe and it's not easy ukumanage indoda yakho but it have to ukuthi uyimanage. Say understand engishoyo.
Relationship goals.
Yes. Because thank you. And ngafuna ngaze ngafuna iholo ngithi ngiyacela phela iholo ke mahala ke ngoba phela senguspendile u71,000 for i-event ophume ephaketheni. Nezo into engishoyo and akumnandi ukukhipha imali engaka une-artist elikwi-database elaziwayo from years and umasipala kade umsebenzisa uSipho Nxumalo. Akekho umuntu ongamazi uSipho Nxumalo eSouth Coast. Not even one. Angifuni kuya lapho ke. Kudala ngizi-attend izi-meeting zo-5,000 no-10,000 kuthiwa kuyanyuka. uSipho akakaze abe kwi-event kavukile akhokhele. Asiyeke futhi ibambe lapho. So ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi yini efanele siyenze noma mhlambe fanele sihlangane kanjani ukuze sisizakale. Ngifuna lelo nje ukuthi fanele ngiushintshe lo Siphezinhle ube yinto ukuze ngikho siyayidinga le mali ngoba ikhona eyethu futhi. I know ukuthi ikhona. And eyethu and we need it. Uthi umfowethu lapho uTalente simile eduze komnyango. Mina sengingaphakathi kodwa not physical. Nezwe into engishoyo. Nginezathu cause uSipho uqala ukudayisa cassette. Besil order eGoli and uproducer wethu owala eSouth Coast. Producer umlungisi Ncane Thokothe usikhulu Mia, ibrother kaSithemia. Ngisebenza ngelocal sishoda ngomuntu ozosigayela ama-CD nama-USB. Si order kwi-blank media le eGoli. Kodwa nigcwele kanje. Akekho yini ke ongasenzela lokho. Then ngifuna ukwazi le ukuthi ngiyishintshe yini lesiphezinhle ukuze ngithwale imali yethu le lapha yana. Serious guys, yazi ngikwi-challenge enjani because njengoba ngisho i-sound we pay about 40,000 for i-sound ukuthi izosebenza la. And uMr Jaca he helped me a lot ukuze ihholo lona leli ngingalitholi ngalo 4.5 ngilithole ngo-2200 ngenxa ukuthi ngadonsa uMr Jaca ngahamba naye ngathi yazini ngoba ukhuluma isingisi wena awukukhulume noTom ukuze at least bangihlisele ne understand loo nto. So it's also work ukuthi usebenze noba uyangazi ubaba uSotho ngimhluphe kakhulu ifoni yami nje fanele akayicabangi and naye ungizamile ngoba unokhile la nokhe khona wahluleka angifuna ukudlala ngani unokhile uMr Sotho wangitshela futhi ukuthi angenzeni wahluleka ngoba ipaperwork angazi noma iqondanga noma fanele ngiyeke uba usiphe ezinhle or what nizongishayela izandla or what.
Okay.
Siyabonga kakhulu ma siyabonga. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi njengoba thina sethi isikhathi sesiphelile siyabonga kakhulu kunina for allowing us to having this discussion nani. Siyabonga ngovo lwenu, siyabonga nangemibuzo yenu nangokulalela kwenu.
So
but now this last question I think there is izobuyela kuButsia when he takes the stand.
No, but I'm nigga mic ngoku sithethe naye. Quickly siphuma kanje. Okay, but it was a very interesting question. There's a question I often ask myself constantly. As much as sizi artist sonke, is art ever at the same level? Because we artists and you can be doing it for like 20 years, Talent. So Talent has been making music for 20 years. Let's say Jay-Z's been making music for 20 years. Are Talent and Jay-Z at the same level? Gogwe art, not gogwe notoriety, gogwaziwa, gogwe mali. We're just talking about the art, the intricacies of the art itself. So should art be paid at the same level? There are discussions that are being had here that I'd love to, because it's Lashad Pelil, we're going to leave it to the viewers in the comments. Nani, go to YouTube, it's at Raise the Bar O39. So even with the paperwork, must apply, ungati beskaba a system where we actually can regulate C-check and so on. So if cities apply, we often says, but it must apply C-check, which case apply the song. I've seen no Mr. Bar, no Mr. Jaka when NAC was there, like Bezos explained. So then now, but they complain about minor things, but okay, idea when you're applying, grants. But in so how do we make sure that that is done correctly in the first place? Skabani is a gap, because one by one, at the same answer. So and there's a grant funding at NAC that's out. There's youth business, there's a bunch of fundings that are out right now. That's what's happening. Yeah, take it from there. What's in that time?
This is how you raise the bar. You plug in with the man in charge. That's something you don't sabotage. This is how you raise the bar. Raise the roof like a demigod. Keep making your moves while the devil's watch. This is how you raise the bar. Don't build your label on a deck of cards, claiming you stable but don't affect the charts. This is how you raise the bar. We ain't fazed by y'all. Straight talk. We don't fake for the fades of